We don't talk much about crime on this program, but as this was a massive national and international story when it broke, we would be remiss in reviewing this week's news if we did not mention that today marks the 2-year anniversary of the disappearance of Kansas City infant Lisa Irwin. Her parents say the baby was kidnapped from her Northland home. In the first year after her disappearance, detectives received more than 1,600 tips. Now police say they're lucky to get one a week. And now 2 years have passed, Lindsay, and authorities are still no closer to establishing how she disappeared?
No, everyone has their theories. Nothing has come to light that seems like a probable case for what has happened to this child.
And with the new information this week, authorities released this age progression photograph that we're going to put on your screen of how she would look today. Now, it looks remarkably strange to see that ourselves. How did her parents react when they saw that, Lindsay?
They didn't know the day it was coming from National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They just got an envelope in the mail. Jeremy Irwin says they opened it up and the mother, Deborah, just immediately broke down, which, you know, as a mother, you can understand what she's going through. It looks like, wow, what have I been missing of my child's life if she's still alive, and they believe she is. Jeremy was able to control himself, he says, because he just keeps telling himself that's not necessarily her. What I found remarkable, though, they've remained very hopeful, and the next day after they saw this, they were lightheartedly commenting, I always knew she'd have a red tint to her hair because her mom does. It's very difficult.
This is a story, Mary, that was on People, it was in People magazine. You'd see it on newsstands, it became so big, but a case that still captures huge amounts of attention 2 years afterwards, and we still have no clues to the identity or whatever happened to this child?
No, I mean, no one really knows, as Lindsay was saying. I mean, it's a mystery, and people do like to follow mysteries, and of course it involves an innocent child, so we're of course concerned. What offended me then and would offend me now is if the circus starts again. This was a horrible tragedy, no matter what happened, no matter who was involved in what has occurred to this little girl. And it was just horrific, the circus that came around and encircled these people. Some of the help that came from out of town was quite ridiculous.
How about the age progression photograph? I mean, it seemed to me that it seemed unusual, but I'm assuming that happens in a lot of other cases. I just had not seen it in that type of case before.
Absolutely. Both parents submitted pictures of themselves as children, and this took a while to make up. And a lot of people comment on, wow, that looks older than a 3-year-old. They have to last a few years. They only do one every couple of years, so it's actually closer to what she'd look at 4 or 5 years old.